Hello, Bobcats. Mr. Flato here. Welcome back to another great week at the Helena Middle School. This week I'm going to continue talking about electronics, these things that are kind of taking over our lives. I'm as guilty as the rest of us, and how we need to limit screen time. I got some science to back up my reasoning. You're probably not going to think I'm your favorite person by telling you some of this stuff, but I just ask that you listen with an open mind this week. Some of you that aren't into screen time as much, great job. Some of you that are, we need to just really sit and think about it and how it is affecting our lives. Without further ado, let's get going on this Bob lesson, responsible limitations of screen time. And as always, go out there and make a great week at Helena Middle School.
It's the same old scene, you've been stuck at the screen for a lifetime. You keep your mind sharp and clean with a fix of caffeine for the nighttime. You got a page full of friends in a world without NDIKU. But if push comes to shove, you could do without them if they make you.
All right, so what is screen time? Let's define that real quick. Screen time comes in many different forms and fashions. If you look at the left, screen time can be spending too much time on a laptop. Screen time can be gaming, playing video games too much. Screen time can be being on your tablet or your iPad. Screen time can be watching too much TV, and probably the main screen time that we all need to do a better job with is being on our cell phones. So screen time can be one of many different things. I put the top 5 here on for you guys to see. So a quote from that same article that I got the video from kind of sums up the dangers of screen time, especially at your guys' age. Developmental psychologists understand that children and adolescents' healthy development involve social interaction. That's what recess is for. Creative, imaginative play and an engagement with the real, natural world. And we don't get enough of this engagement with the real and natural world if we are hooked on screen time. Unfortunately, the immersive and addictive world of screens dampens and stunts those developmental processes. And these are things that we didn't have 15 years ago when myself and your teachers were coming through school. We didn't have all this technology, and so what's scary about a lot of this science is they still don't know the effects, the long-range, longitudinal studies. They don't know the long-term effects of what's happening with all this screen time, but they do know that we need to be out there in the real world, engaging, having social interactions in real time. But let's talk about some more risks of excessive screen time. You risk becoming obese or out of shape. If you think about it, when you're hooked on screen time, you're not moving. You're sitting on a couch, you're laying in bed, and that inactivity can lead to putting on extra pounds. It leads to getting less sleep. Excessive screen time at night keeps students up later than they should be. If your bedtime is at 9 o'clock and then you spend another hour, hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half, 2 hours up on your phone or on your tablet, you still have to wake up the same time in the morning. So that difference is coming out of the time you really need to sleep. And all of you that are in adolescence need 8 to 10 hours a night of sleep. Additionally, it activates parts of the brain and it stimulates parts of the brain that should be settling down for the night. So when you do decide to put the screen time down and go to sleep, your brain is still stimulated, and so it takes extra time for your brain to settle down so you can sleep. And living your reality through screen time robs you of developing social skills, and that's what that last slide talked about. Real life is lived in real interactions with real people. When you count on screen time for your reality, you don't develop much needed real life skills. skills. We need to interact and learn these soft skills of interacting with one another, conversation, eye contact, reading body language, reading the tone of people's voices. All these things are impossible to do through screen time. Let's talk about some awesome alternatives to excessive screen time. How about going and doing something active with your friends? I just got off an awesome mountain bike ride. My dog came along with one of my friends, and it was so fun. Went hiking yesterday. Go play your favorite sport. I'm about to go do that with Mr. Knox and Mr. Hogan and some other people here. It's Sunday afternoon when I'm recording this. Dive into your favorite book. Read a real book. Go fishing. Go biking. Talk with friends in person without your phones right there. Go exercise, play a board game. These are just a few examples of alternates to screen time where you're going out and you're living in real life. All right, folks, I think this picture kind of sums up what this Bob lesson is about. Don't be a slave to your cell phone. And I'm going to be very real with you guys because I always try to be. I need to get better at this myself. I caught myself last week at the gym, and between sets I would get on my Facebook, and I had this moment where I was like, what am I doing? And so now I'm going to start putting my phone on airplane mode when I'm at the gym, before I'm going to bed, getting on my phone, and just in general cutting back on screen time. So I need to get better at this. I think we all need to get better at this and live our lives in a more natural way. Hope you guys like this picture. All right, this slide is one of my favorites. If you look at the picture in the middle, I have this same on my phone, and I don't know where I came across this, probably on social media, ironically enough, but I keep this on my phone, and when I'm hanging out with friends and they're on their phone the whole time, I'll take this picture message and I'll send it to them, and then it'll come up, and I always like the smile on their face. But for real, if you look around at all these different pictures, all these people just glued to their phones, it's kind of stupid looking, isn't it? Like, I want to tell these people, put your phones away and enjoy real life. And sometimes it helps to look at your reality, because I'm just as bad as some of these people sometimes with my phone. But don't live like this. Don't live your life like this. This one's for all the teachers. Your teachers didn't grow up with cell phones, tablets, or a fraction of today's technology, and they all turned out to be pretty awesome. This is a picture with a bunch of people's bikes out front, and it says, before cell phones and social networks, this is how we figured out where our friends were. I miss those days. All right, Jellybean question of the week. I have a sentence here in red, and it states, a woman without her man is nothing. And there is no punctuation here. Okay, I want you to punctuate this however you feel fit. And remember, you can use periods, colons, semicolons, exclamation marks, parentheses. Get that answer in the Bob box before Friday, and the first 5 answers, maybe 8 answers that make sense and are punctuated correctly will win jelly beans. All right, my jelly bean question of the week winners from last week. And last week's question was something along the lines of, what has a head and a tail but is not a snake? And the answer I was looking for was a coin or a quarter. So Jesse Snow, Spencer Nelson, Kylie G. May, Kylie Wetzel, Sophie Salazar, Tommy Drake, Kendall Klemp, and Lauren Heiser. Come see me after school for a handful of jelly beans. And you'll notice I drew more than 5 people this week because we've been getting such awesome responses that I wanted to reward more than 5 people. So I rewarded 8 people this week. All right, folks, you guys know the drill. Hope you guys make it a great week at the Helen Middle School. Get to school every single day. Let's be attentive in every single class. Let's get all our schoolwork turned in, and let's make it a great week.